Hello, dog lovers. Welcome. My name is Krista, and I am the host of the Wag Out Loud podcast. And you are now on the Wag Out Loud LTO show. So glad you're here. I just wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping, a quick tip for those watching from the Wag Out Loud Unleashed community, because this is simulcast on different platforms. Before you leave a comment, you'll need to give StreamYard permission to access both your name and your picture. So in the actual post, you can actually click that. It takes 2 seconds and you'll never have to do it again. Or you can go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, and that's the same place where you can just put in your information and you'll show up on our end with your lovely picture and your name. So very important, because we need to identify you for our exclusive giveaway, which is for our members only. So we would love to find out who is actually here with us today. So if you can put in the comments where you are from, that would be amazing. So just put that in the comments section. And while you are doing that, I'm going to just quickly tell you how this show works. As I mentioned, it is simulcast on different platforms. So if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to click on the subscribe button so you never miss one of these episodes in the future. And we're going to introduce today's guests. They're going to talk about their amazing products. And then we're going to try to do a live demo with a dog. And of course, we're going to be taking your questions throughout. So please type them in the comments as they come up. So far we have somebody from Los Angeles. Welcome. And Rebecca, hi. Rebecca Sanchez is here from Sedona, Arizona. And let's see. Again, put your comments and questions in as we go along. And for the Wag Out Loud Unleashed community members, we'll be doing a BakedBones giveaway. And we're going to be picking a random member who posts a comment or a question during this live event. So this is for any of our members that live in the United States. And finally, LTO stands for limited time offer. We have never seen an offer like this on these products. So this will be available for 24 hours only after this airs, and then it's gone. So you have to take advantage of it. But before we introduce our special guests, I want to show you a little sneak preview on today's products. Here we go.
Science tells us that hemp can support your dog's health in so many different ways. But have you ever wondered how one plant can do so much? Derived from the hemp plant, CBD is a compound that interacts with your dog's endocannabinoid system. That is, the biological system that helps regulate major processes like pain, sleep, mood, and inflammation. From nose to tail, your dog's endocannabinoid system has naturally occurring receptors throughout the body. These receptors are triggered by both endocannabinoids, naturally present in the body, and phytocannabinoids, which are derived from the hemp plant. Cannabinoids bind to these receptors to help the body perform a variety of daily functions, but with a common goal of maintaining homeostasis, or balance, by regulating how cells communicate with other parts of the body. In other words, CBD naturally helps your dog's body do what it already does, just better. BakedBones combines the effectiveness of CBD with other natural, organic, and tasty ingredients selected for your dog's health, sourced from organic, full-spectrum, and American-grown hemp, third-party lab-tested, and baked in small batches with a fresh new recipe delivered each month. That's how we bake dogs happy at BakedBones.
Yay! So, yes, we have BakedBones with us today. So let's get started. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves and share your fantastic products with us.
Thank you so much, Krista, for having us. We're super excited to be here. I'm Brantley.
Hi, I'm Chris.
And together we are BakedBones. So we are a small business, and like any small business, we wear many different hats. But we are first and foremost researchers. We're really collaborators. I think you'll learn that we are, animal advocates, and we're also dog parents. And so that really inspires a lot of what we do on a daily basis. But if you're joining us tonight or have already tried BakedBones, then you probably know us most as bakers, because we started BakedBones in 2019 with a very simple mission, just to bake dogs happy. And we do that using our organically farmed full spectrum hemp oil.
One of the best things about BakedBones is getting to connect with the families that we bake for and getting to see the difference that BakedBones makes in their lives. Brantley manages our community engagement and is building relationships with rescue shelters and other organizations like that, and also other dog parents out there who are as passionate about their pets' health as we are.
If you've tried one of our products, they are all handmade, and you've probably noticed that they're made with a lot of love. And we have to give most of the credit to Chris for that. He oversees our entire baking process, from the procurement of our actual ingredients, baking them by hand, and then testing afterwards so that each batch is third-party tested.
That's just some of the reasons that I just love what you guys are doing. Why don't we talk about the ingredients for a second? Why don't you share more, because these aren't your average ingredients.
They're not your average ingredients. They're ingredients that we love ourselves, and a lot of them were inspired by some of our personal favorite flavors and our dog's favorite flavors. And BakedBones is very personal to us in that sense. It was really inspired a need that we had for our own dog, and so we thought in order to build a better bone, we had to start with better ingredients. And you'll see that not only with our sourcing of the actual hemp, but everything else that's used to bind in it. So we're all natural, organic, and human grade ingredients, and I think that makes a big difference, and a difference that you can taste and you can smell. So there are also ingredients that you'll recognize. You probably have in your own pantry. So you'll see a very limited ingredient list of things you like, but you'll understand and recognize and know what they do for your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so our original recipe is peanut butter and apple is the base, which is most dogs don't have a problem with peanut butter.
No.
So and all the ingredients, they are really they are unique in that they are not it's a unique ingredient list because you understand everything that's on it. There's nothing weird or difficult to pronounce. There's cinnamon and eggs and chia seeds and other things that are simple and easy and straightforward.
And functional.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. So
I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, another, I think, challenge that we faced early on was it's fairly easy to source, intentionally what ingredients you're putting into the product, and to come up with an array of healthy ingredients. But the hardest part for us, and if you look at other options available on the market, it's leaving out ingredients that make it either cheaper or really extend the shelf life, or are imported long distances. And so we were really just intentional about each one of those, and then found a way to create it without using all those other ingredients. And that was really important to us, from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
And that's why we're able to deliver something that is fresh baked and not something that has been sitting on the shelf for many months. If you're going to order from BakedBones, you're going to be getting something that was made fairly recently.
Right, because of the small batch you guys make in small batches. And why don't we talk about the difference between the baked bones themselves and the actual tinctures that you have as well?
Okay, the tinctures, they use the same full spectrum organically farmed hemp oil that we use in everything that we bake. So it's all the same stuff. The tinctures are, we bind the hemp oil with an organic MCT oil, which is very light, and it's mostly tasteless, but it does have kind of a nice coconutty taste. The dogs, they have much better sense of smell and taste than we do. So they're able to pick up on that, and the dogs tend to really like it. And we make these also, and we make them in 3 different concentrations: a low, a medium, and a high. so that it's easier for dosing when you have a small dog like Winston or a big dog like Olive, our older dog.
Yeah, I think the oils can be a little intimidating to a lot of people, especially if you're new in just terms of how you do it. And that's, one of the things we're here for, is to answer those questions. But we did try to take out a lot of the guesswork in terms of where to start with an oil. Like as Chris said, by sizing it with a 300, the 600, and the 900. So a half dropper of either one of those is probably going to be a good starting range, depending on the size of your dog.
And what we talked about before the show actually aired was how to administer, what's the difference between giving straight tincture versus giving a BakedBones? Can you talk about that again? Because it's very interesting.
Yeah, when we're considering like how to administer, the question is really about bioavailability. So how quickly and how much of that CBD content is actually being absorbed into your or your dog's body. And so with an oil, depending on how you administer that, if it's straight into the mouth and under the tongue is best, we can. There's a lot of creative ways that we've used and seen other people do as well, like through using a spoon, but putting it directly into the mouth is going to have the quickest absorption, which means the quickest response time as well. So you'll begin to see an actual, difference in effect within just, as little as 20 minutes with an oil. And, for many cases, or if you need to give a higher dose, that can be a huge advantage. And then there can also be advantages for the same reasons for using an actual baked treat. So when you think of how this is different, we're actually putting the oil baked in here, so it is going through the body and it's releasing a little over time. So if you're dealing with something like separation anxiety, where you actually want to see that effects lasting throughout the day, then a baked treat's a great solution for that.
That's wonderful. And if you are putting the CBD oil in a treat that is being baked, that is being subjected to heat, is the efficacy different once it goes through the actual baking process?
So we put a little. So when we're baking, you have to. No, that's actually a really good question. When we're baking them, you have to put a little bit more CBD oil into your recipe, because some of it is going to bake out. And so we've kind of figured out the amount that cooks out. We cook at a slightly lower temperature, slightly longer, so that it keeps a lot of that, the CBD active in the treat, and we don't lose as much. But yes, you are right. Some of it is lost during the baking process, but we go ahead and we put in more in the beginning so that what comes out is right where we want it to be.
Right. I mean, it's a great point because there's a lot of factors. It's fairly fragile and not the easiest thing to work with. It took us a lot of testing and time to get the consistency that we have. But it's not just heat, but light and just air can affect the actual amount of compounds in there. But at the end of the day, what you as a pet parent or a consumer are concerned about is what is the actual active CBD content in the product that you're giving and putting into your body. So our proprietary methods, we spent a lot of time developing it, but it does, we're testing after the product's baked. And so what you see on the label, and if you look at your test results, your certificate of analysis, that's the actual milligrams that are in your individual treat.
Got it. Well, while we're talking about it, and we promised a demo, I am going to open the bag and drive Winston crazy because he loves these. So 1 second, I'm going to bring him up so you guys can see him eat his BakedBones. So oh yeah, I know. These smell so good. I want one. So this is the small batch peanut butter and apple. And for a dog his size, which is 15 pounds, he's supposed to get a half twice a day.
Right.
So he's getting a half. Misty, come here. Meet everybody. Okay. So here's Winston. And yeah, look at the bag. He's like, oh yeah, I want that.
He recognizes it.
Yes. All right. So here's his delicious BakedBones treat, and it's gone. All right, everybody. That was our live demo right there. Awesome. People, please, as we're going, we'd love to see your questions. I feel like I'm hogging all the questions. Okay, so let's talk about, you have a subscription plan. What does that look like?
Yeah, all of our products are available with the subscription. So it is, and all of our products are packaged in a way that if it is something that you're using daily, that we've got 30 treats in each package. So it would last you about a month if you're using it daily. We've got some, go ahead.
One of the things like we realized quickly on is that our customers keep coming back to us about every month, and it's something that we're incredibly thankful for. We try to put our attention on just creating a product that people see value in again and again, and you can actually see a difference, and that impacts your dog's life and it impacts your life as well. And so that was kind of our response, was the introduction of the seasonal recipes. So while we have our standard products, we've actually been introducing a new really a flavor that uses our same active ingredients of the organic hemp oil, but different superfoods and different ingredients that you can enjoy every month. And so we keep those fun and we keep them fresh, and baked within days of the time that they arrive at your door. And so again, with that and every product, you will also have your certificate of analysis, so you are able to scan that code and get the actual test results for the product baked fresh that month.
Well, this is perfect timing, guys, because Linda is asking, can you give us any hints about the new seasonal recipes coming up?
Well, yes, we absolutely would love to do that. I will first tell you a little bit about some of the recipes that we have, the seasonal ones that we have made so far. Our premier one was a pumpkin spice latte, which was so cool, so fun, because everyone loves a pumpkin spice latte. We debuted this in October of last year, so it was perfect timing for the fall, and they taste like pumpkin spice latte, and they're so good. We include, of course, pumpkin, cinnamon, and goat's milk are some of the primary things that give it its nice latte taste.
And like with the ingredients, you'll notice with the seasonal recipes, we've got all of our ingredients listed directly on the front. We're super proud of those ingredients, and so we wanted to show them. And then the packaging for these is all a compostable hand stamp thing, hand stamp bag. So we're reducing the footprint of that with our deliveries each month.
Yep. We've also got a sweet potato stuffing, which is my personal favorite, and which is was our first vegan recipe, which was kind of exciting for us because we've been using eggs with everything so far, and someone challenged us to, hey, what could you come up with something vegan for my dog? That would be awesome, and we did, and we ended up making a few of them like that. Our gingerbread and our roots and rosemary, which includes beets and carrots and sweet potatoes. And we have had requests for candles made out of this scent because it smells so good. You're opening the bag, they just smell so good.
It's my favorite.
Yes.
You're making me hungry.
It is. Well, hold on, because here's our carrot cake recipe.
Oh, carrot cake.
Good. And this one is so exciting because we have actual carrots that we have actually peeled and sliced and cut and put in with the recipe, so you can see the carrots in the actual recipe. And like Brantley said, anytime you order any of these, they're baked within days of us shipping them out. And then before I get into the spoilers on what we have coming up, I'll let Brantley introduce our March recipe we have right now.
April.
April. No, this is March.
Almost. So we are really now celebrating spring with our green eggs and yam recipe, which for this month. And with this, this was actually a collaboration with Dr. Fuchs, who had inspired a lot of the thinking behind this. So, we do use organic cage-free eggs in our traditional recipes, and that created a lot of eggshells that we were trying to find ways to use creatively. And so we've been able to actually grind that into a real fine powder and incorporate it into our green eggs and yam recipe. And so,
yay, calcium!
Yes, you get a calcium boost. You got the glucosamine in there as well, and it's fun and tasty.
Yeah. And so to get back to the question, So, of course, nothing is settled yet. Part of this, it really is, when we say it's fun, it actually is fun. You know, we get to go to the store and what kind of cool ingredients, what can we think of? It really is a fun thing, a challenge, but fun. But we've had some requests for more berries, so we'll be doing something with blueberry in the next few months. We have not used banana yet, and we're really excited about creating a banana treat. And I've actually been experimenting with some pear, which is pretty exciting. So we'll probably do some sort of a cinnamon pear thing, maybe. Haven't really nailed it down. What it's gonna be. And again, that's part of the fun that we get to have as the bakers is coming up with this stuff.
And your dogs are taste testing. They're lucky.
Exactly.
You talk about that COVID-15 or whatever, our dogs.
Oh, that's great. Well, we have another question. Rebecca, thank you for asking. Can you tell us where the hemp is grown?
Yes. So all of our hemp is farmed in the United States. It's grown from a family farm that's located in Minnesota. So it's a very small farm that's hand-picked, and they use a special CO2 extraction process. That's a cold CO2 extraction process, if you're familiar with the different options. So what we like is we can connect directly with those farmers, know where it's grown, and how it's being extracted. And then by using that, we're able to both farm it organically, but also extract it without incorporating any additional solvents or pesticides into that process. And so it's something we can control from the actual planting and harvesting of the plant, but then actually verify with our testing afterwards to make sure that none of those chemicals have been used or are in there.
Great. And Rebecca says that is a great extraction process. So she is giving you guys some applause there. Thank you, Rebecca.
That eliminates anything extra. It really is. We try to be as transparent and as clean, as streamlined as possible, and cutting out anything extra, that's kind of part of our whole thing.
Yeah.
That's huge. And that sets you guys apart for sure. So tell us quickly, as we're wrapping up, about your give back program that supports your rescue mission.
Yeah. So we do, since we started, have donated 10% of all proceeds to different no-kill animal rescue partners. And that's something that's really just a personal motivation for us. And it's something that, fuels us a little harder, every day that we're working. But we, over the past year, have been able to really partner with and collaborate with, a lot of great organizations local to Houston. If you join us on BakedBones on Instagram, you're able to actually get involved in that conversation. Just as we take feedback on our seasonal recipes, we do that with our partnerships as well. And so, join us and contribute to the other great organizations we can be partnering with.
That's amazing. Thank you for giving back. And you guys only ship to the US, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to let everybody know that. So keep the questions coming, guys, before we wrap up. And just to reiterate, you won't see this offer anytime in the near future. It hasn't happened yet. So if you use the code LTO when you order on bakedbones.com, it's not a typo. 30% off. That's amazing. So again, this is only for 24 hours, and this is a great incentive for you to try BakedBones. If you haven't tried them before, if you're already a fan, well, this is just a bonus, 30% off. This is not for the subscriptions though, right, guys? It's just for your first time order of products.
That's correct.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, let me see if we have any more. Anybody have any questions? Going once, going twice.
One thing I noticed that you broke that bone in half for Winston, which is perfect for him.
Mm-hmm.
If Winston likes that original peanut butter and apple recipe, we do have that same recipe available in the bites form. So that's in 3, 5, and 12 milligrams, which is really great.
That's great.
So the same recipe, but we have it available for any sized dog.
Good to know. Okay, well, just remember that the Wag Out Loud Unleashed community members who live in the US have a chance at the giveaway, which includes a BakedBones bundle. Could one of you just share quickly what is in that bundle?
The Baked Bones bundle will come with our original Baked Bones, the 6 milligram, 30 count bag, and also a tincture of your choice, 3, 6, or 900 milligrams. So whatever size dog you've got, and we will ship that out as soon as you let us know who it's going to.
Nice. Well, you guys have to comment or ask a question. And if you're a member of the community, we will do a random drawing. If you're not a member, it's free and it's on Facebook. Again, it's the Wag Out Loud Unleashed community. So head on over there and join. Here is your last chance to have, I can't even talk, ask any questions. And this will be up for 24 hours only. So you want to definitely tell your friends. And again, it's LTO is the actual code to get 30% off at bakedbones.com. Let me just go back to see if anybody has any more questions. Doesn't look like it. So I just want to thank everybody for being here today, and anybody watching the replay. I hope that you understand how awesome this company is, how they take such great care of sourcing their ingredients and baking in small batches. I have not found anybody else out there like what they're doing is just incredible, plus giving back. So if you guys are not familiar with Wag Out Loud, I would love for you to check us out. We are not only the podcast, but we have amazing resources and, of course, the podcast interviews. We just celebrated 100 episodes last week, so that was really exciting. And there's a lot of great information and products like you see here that have been tested and approved by Winston himself. So check that out. And let me just go one more time to see if you guys have any more questions before we wrap up. Doesn't look like it. Did we really cover everything? If you guys have a favorite product for dogs that you like, or maybe for dog lovers, or you're the manufacturer of those products, please get in touch with us by going to wagoutloud.com, clicking on the Bark About It button. We would love to hear from you. And tune in to the next LTO show featuring another one of my favorite products, the Spruce Leash Bag, right here on Tuesday, April 13th. And I'm just going to check one more time before we actually get out of this. Anybody have any more questions while we have Brantley and Chris with us? Going once, going twice. Okay, well, as we wrap up, the replay is on this same exact channel that you're watching. Share it with all of your friends so they can take advantage of this amazing LTO. Again, that is the code. You can see it scrolling on the bottom of your screen for 30% off at bakedbones.com. Gentlemen, thank you so much for everything that you do. Any quick words before we get out of here?
Thank you so much for having us on the show. And if there are any other questions beyond that, we love to be available and approachable. So please come to us with any questions that you have for us, or and we'll help you out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thanks, everybody.